My name is Mackenzie Tomlinson, and I'm your Student Council President. I'd like to welcome you all to this year's Gallery of Success induction ceremony. And at this time, I'm going to ask you to please stand and join Mr. Spladden in the concert choir in the singing of our alma mater and American
Foundation Board of Trustees, school administrators, teachers, and students. It is an honor to stand up in front of all my fellow classmates to welcome the inductees of this year's Gallery of Success. The Gallery of Success was created to recognize the alumni of this school that have truly achieved greatness to our standards. It is a chance for those who have worked hard in their lives to be recognized by their community for their achievements. On this glorious day, we are privileged to be inducting two esteemed alumni into this renowned organization and uplift them into the spotlight for the great actions they've done. At this time, our superintendent, Mr. Sayers, would like to say a few words. Thank you.
On behalf of our Board of Education, I too would like to welcome everyone to this morning's Gallery of Success program. And this is the 19th Gallery of Success program. And to date, 105 distinguished alumni have been inducted into the Gallery of Success. I believe it certainly is a wonderful thing to be able to take time and recognize the outstanding achievements of our alumni, and I think it further illustrates the quality of education that's available to our students here at Amherst. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here, and I hope you enjoy this morning's program. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Marion and I'm the senior class treasurer here at Marion Steele. Our high school has often been a starting point for professional achievement of distinguished alumni. Success begins here in high school, and so for Joe Rebar, graduating from Steele in 2001 with high honors and continuing to Mount Union College was just the beginning of a powerful career. He then graduated with a high honors degree in media computing and received his master's of fine arts in computer graphic design from Rochester Institute of Technology. After being hired by ESPN as a broadcast graphics developer and a member of the Creative Services Group, Joe received a Sports Emmy for Outstanding Graphic Design in April 2010. He has also recently earned a promotion to Senior Graphic System Developer at ESPN. At just 27 years old, it is safe to say that Mr. Rebar will surely be making even more outstanding contributions in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you
remember when I was here for one of these ceremonies. It's interesting now being on the other side, but hopefully many of you can be in this position at some point too. So thank you to everybody involved in this very special honor, and thank you to my family for all your support throughout the years. For those of you who are going to be going on to college soon, my message to you is to keep learning. Soak up as much knowledge as you can while you're at college. Take electives. If there's even something you are faintly interested in and are willing to sit through a semester-long course in, do it. College is your opportunity to expand your horizons. And most of us will never be in a place with that high concentration of knowledge again, so take advantage of it. Meet new people, talk with people who don't necessarily agree with you. Many of you will look back on your years at college as one of the best times of your life. Make the most of it by keep learning. And for those who may not be going to college, or for those in the room who are past that stage in your life, there's no reason for you not to keep learning as well. Stay informed, read. No one has ever become a better person by not challenging themselves. And if you think you know all the answers, you just don't know all the questions yet. So when I started at ESPN, I'd never worked in television before. I'd never created any touchscreen graphics, which I do now. And once I got there, I dedicated myself to keep learning, and here I am today. So again, my message is keep learning, and don't forget to have fun along the way. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce you to our second inductee today. Having attended this school for the past 4 years of my life, I can honestly say that Steele High School is a great place to build a foundation for an outstanding future. Especially for the alumni we are recognizing here today, success is the only option for the future of Steele students. Graduating from Amherst Steele in 1944, Miss Mary Powers Miller has dedicated her life to helping others. From educating the kindergarten students of Amherst to supporting gay rights in Lorraine County and feeding the less fortunate, Miss Miller has always been devoted to servicing others. When not working for Cleveland St. Paul's Community Church or as the crew chief for Oberlin Community Meals, she may be found playing music for the residents of Golden Acres. Mary Powers Miller was also trained as an AIDS buddy in 1986 and proceeded to organize World AIDS Day and host monthly meetings for the parents and friends of lesbians and gays. She has also accompanied the Reverend of the Amherst Congregational Church on an annual mission trip to Eastern Europe twice in her lifetime. Ms. Miller has tirelessly devoted her life to other people and is being recognized today for her remarkable work. I'm sure I can speak for everyone here when I say that we are proud to call Ms. Miller an Amherst Steele alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Mary Powers Miller.
Sung with words written by my dad, and then the America the Beautiful was sung and took me back to the years when I was still in high school. World War II broke out when I was a sophomore, and they were taking students from the class if they were 18 years old to go to war. So this was something that brought a few tears to get this whole thing started. But right now, on a humorous note, I hope, I'm thinking you probably are looking right now at the oldest AIDS activist in at least Lorraine County and maybe state of Ohio. I'll let you do the math. I was born in 1926. I graduated from high school in 1944. I started college at BW in January 1945. I fell in love with a handsome sailor and got married in 1947. In 1949, my first child was born, and 3 more little Millers came along. I must say I did graduate from college in 1950, took a little longer than most people. Then 3 more little Millers came along, and after they had all started school, I went to school myself and stayed there for 30 years. And this is the story that I have to tell is just kind of happened by guess or by gosh, but I'm glad it did because it made me a person that I never would have been if I hadn't kept my eyes open and paid attention to some things going on around me. A young neighbor used to come to my house, our house, to drink coffee, and he spoke often about his homosexuality, the problems that he was having at home, and the students in the Amherst schools who were dealing with the same issue. And it troubled me because I could listen to him, but I was very ignorant on the many issues about this orientation at the time. I decided that wasn't going to be the way forever because I was an educator and a parent. I needed to find out what I could to help folks who were dealing with issues like this as well as parents. So that went on the back burner a little while, but I did keep on paying attention more and more and realizing what the stories that he had talked about were very upsetting, to think that young folks were going through this when they wouldn't have had to. And this has been once again reinforced when this 14-year-old from New York State just committed suicide this last week because of being bullied and teased because the kids thought he was gay. Well, I went out with teaching and I became a council at large person for the city of Amherst for 8 years. After 8 years, I decided that was enough, and at the beginning of that's the 80s, I had a little surprise. I was sued for divorce by that handsome sailor. Well, that's a real kick in the head if you ever want to have one. I hope you don't. But I was on city council, I was busy with my teaching, so I had things to do and things to take care of right in that area. My kids were all grown, and I was on my own, and I had to do something about it. So when I retired from council, I went to the Overland Hot Meal Program and asked if they could use a volunteer. This was 1985. This was the first thing I had done in any type of serious volunteering, and that has been going on every Wednesday evening to where I now have become crew chief, and we serve people 5 nights a week. I work 1 night. At the Oberlin College workshop that I had read about, there was going to be a speaker about a buddy program for the whole issue of HIV and AIDS. This was sponsored by Oberlin High School and the college. I needed to go there because I needed to learn more things about an issue that was quite new on the horizon, but certainly causing a lot of problems. And once again, the gay community was focused almost totally because of that, and it added a double whammy for folks who were dealing with this issue in the first place. There again, I was ignorant on the subject, but I contacted on my own. I found a place where I could be taught, and I would be able to help folks, and I would be able to have information that could educate others. There was a young man who was speaking at the program who was infected with the AIDS virus, and he talked about how he felt when people knew about this, how he was so isolated. People didn't want to be near him. They just didn't go and communicate with him, and he was so lonely. And at that time, not long after my divorce, and having to figure out how my life was going to be from then on, I said, I think I know how he feels, and I think I should be able to do something that would try and make a difference with folks who are dealing with this same issue, which I did. I contacted the Cleveland Health Issues Task Force and studied and learned how to be a buddy, and how to, the issues that I learned about HIV and AIDS were exceedingly helpful at that time. They were also exceedingly scary because people were getting so sick. If you have seen the movie Rent or the play, you will understand some of it, that folks were infected with the virus causing AIDS, but you do not understand how sick people got, because you don't see that today as much because of the medication that they now have. But bear in mind that AIDS is a virus that will be with you the rest of your life, as long as when you're once infected. There were little asides that happened with my kids. We had a potato festival in Amherst, and at the potato festival, our Ohio Human Interest Organization had a booth for AIDS education, and some folks ran to my boys and informed them that their mother was out at the potato festival passing out condoms. Well, that did give them a little chance to think about, okay, Mom, what's next? And there were things that were next, believe me, but they've been very good and supportive. My kids all have. I don't want to go any further about this other than to say that the AIDS ministry that I worked with a group to establish was to bring AIDS into the church so folks could talk about this issue to the clergy person without being condemned or shamed. Parents could come to their clergy person and talk about it. And our theme was AIDS and the church, where faith and healing meet. Well, we still have the Lorraine County AIDS Ministry. I worked on one in Cleveland with Western Reserve Association, which covered five counties in the state of Ohio. And we did workshops. We had workshops for any folks who would come and listen. And I really think that there were some benefits, but it still has a discrimination attached to it, which is, which is the bottom line, the fact that folks are not educated. We're not educated on the issue of homosexuality or on the issue of HIV and AIDS to make us comfortable when something of this sort arises in our families or in the lives of our friends. I was just thinking how much better off my young friend would have been if the gay straight student support group that you now have here at the high school would have been present at the time of the lives of those kids who were really dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of problems with their families and with their friends. I'm going to stop now, but I'm going to tell you that what you can do when you live here in Amherst, Ohio, if you have a passion, if you have a focus, and you see something that really needs a lot of support, which you can just do by being educated and aware, realize that you can bloom where you're planted. That's what I pretty much did. And remember the slogan that I think is very important, and that is, a closed mind is a wonderful thing to lose. Thank you.
Today's ceremony to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of our inductees, Mr. Joe Regar and Miss Mary Powers Miller. Your hard work and accomplishments have made our school team community proud. Thank you.